All right, so boom. How Clara Dow lost her entire audience in 3 days. That's actually insane. Imagine losing your audience in 3 days. What would she have done for her entire audience to abandon her like that? Let's find out. Let's find out.
This is gonna negatively influence every single little girl who looked up to you, and you know it. You were the only reason I was confident, guess that's gone. These comments perfectly
Whoa.
summarize the feelings people now have towards Clara Dow, a body positivity influencer who
How about say, does anybody, well, body positivity influencer, never
rose
mind.
to fame by creating hundreds of videos embracing her flat chest and spreading the message that it's okay to be different, only for her to go under the knife and get implants.
Is that really how she lost her eye? She said, you know what? I want to get implants. And you guys said, we do not like you anymore. Technically isn't her embracing that she had small ones and then going and getting the surgery she wanted for her body positivity? Is that not a form of that? She's doing what she wants to her body to make her feel better. Is that still not body positivity? Or is it only body positivity when it's on the other side? I'm always confused about like what that actually means, right? Like, because body positivity is like, if you weigh 300 pounds, you can be 300 pounds. You're perfect. That's also body positivity too, right? She defeated everything she stood for. Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, I can understand that 1000%. Like, she was like, I have nothing. We're still beautiful. And then she said, upgrade. Feel me? So, but let's see.
effectively destroying the very thing that made her popular in the first place. And if that wasn't bad enough, her reason for getting the procedure left many wondering if she ever actually believed in her own preachings.
Let me tell you the real reason why I did it, and it comes down to one word: fun.
Maybe she genuinely felt justified in her decision and thought this response would help diffuse the backlash.
You know, I want to talk about other things. I want to have fun. I want to change my identity.
Unfortunately for Clara, this backfired spectacularly, making her lose hundreds of thousands of followers across different social platforms, while also receiving just as many angry comments from fans who felt betrayed. And from the way things are going, she'll likely never
See, but you know what? I get what she meant. She wants to do something different. She doesn't want to be little titty body positivity anymore. She just wants to do something different. She wanted to get her fun bags fully loaded and then have a good time. That, like, I'm gonna be fair. It is what it is. If that's what she wanted to do and the audience doesn't fuck with her no more, I mean, that's the choice that she made, right? Can't be upset about that.
earn their trust
She
back.
can't really be too upset about
Hi,
that.
I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today
And we gonna be here every week, chat. We gonna be here every week. Trust. He drop, we gonna be right there with him.
we're taking a look at how Clara Dow lost her most loyal fans with a series of terrible decisions, how she made the situation worse by doubling down, and why many of her former fans are more heartbroken than furious. But what's also left me heartbroken is how 76% of people watching my videos aren't yet subscribed.
Hey, you heard what bro said? Do that for my video. When you see this video on my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Get to it.
So please, take a moment to subscribe and let's get into the video. Clara started her YouTube journey in February of 2019 with a video titled Do What You Love, No More Excuses. And right from the get-go, her content was all about positivity and happiness.
My motto for this year is do what you love.
While her early videos on topics like healthy morning and night routines saw modest success, they weren't exactly groundbreaking. That is, until a single video changed her life forever and helped her reach a level of success she never could have imagined. In June 2019, Clara uploaded a video talking about her flat chest, how she avoids insecurities and stays confident in her body despite looking so different from the norm.
Flat-chested, and as you can see, if you picture my chest like an LCD TV screen or an ironing board, that's basically how my chest looks like.
Yo, she's fucking hilarious for this description though. She's hilarious for this description, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna be fair. From that first video they just showed us, do what you love. She's following her own advice, right? Technically. She said she just wants to have fun and do something different. So she's doing what she wants. Maybe that's what she is in love with. So she's like doing like she's following her own advice, dude. I don't know. Clara Dow, she's senior brother is telling you to lock in.
But you know what? I love
Lock
it.
in.
And in today's video, I will talk about my stories, how I was so insecure about my small chest, how I overcame it, and the lesson that I learned along the way.
This video got picked up by the YouTube algorithm almost immediately, allowing it to reach over 2.6 million views to date. More importantly, the message of this video resonated deeply with tens, if not thousands of women, who also felt insecure about parts of their body, with one of the top comments under this video reading, "I'm crying watching this. Thank you for the beautiful words." The universally positive reception of this video also marked a shifting point in Clara's content. From this point on, almost everything she posted had something to do with her slender figure or flat chest, but her audience didn't mind this one bit. After all, that's exactly what they were there for. She had carved out a niche for herself as the body positivity influencer for skinny girls, and her viewers loved every second of it. As a comment puts it, finally, an influencer who talks about body positivity from the skinny girl perspective. Support for Clara and her content.
The thing is, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. She did her getting a boob job is the opposite of I guess what she was preaching. That's fair. But wouldn't body positivity and positivity in general mean like if you supported her before, you would still support her after? Or does her getting this Cyberpunk 2077 modification really make her a villain?
Content only grew as she started posting short-form videos on both YouTube and TikTok, allowing her to reach nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, 4 million subscribers on YouTube, and a whopping 3.3 billion views on her
Man,
videos,
she was
most
raking in
of
the
which,
views,
as
dude.
we mentioned earlier, were about her flat chest and slim figure. Despite her rapid rise to fame, however, she remained humble and relatable to her core audience, which in turn helped her maintain a fairly positive presence online for years. But what fans didn't know at the time was that this perfect image was about to come crashing down with a single video. In September of 2024, Clara posted a video titled, "The Surprising Habits That Make Me Skinny," and this title alone was a pretty major shock to her longtime viewers, before they even clicked play. You see, while most of her content revolved around her chest size, another thing she often made videos about was her skinny body. More specifically, she made videos about being skinny shamed her whole life, with people constantly commenting on it and telling her to eat more.
Count your calories. I never look good in mom jeans. Wish I was like you, blue icon.
I'm not gonna lie, I also thought that like in Asia they like skinny women. That's like a thing, right? Or did I make that up?
This led her fans to believe that she was naturally this skinny and struggled to gain weight. So imagine everyone's surprise when she posted a video listing over a dozen habits she practices to stay at the weight she is.
I have never gained weight since my adult life. I've never have to worry about my weight. I've never have to worry about what I eat. I feel healthy. If skinny privilege is a thing, I can be called skinny legend.
This did not make sense. Was
Skinny
she lying
legend.
about being skinny shamed in all those videos? Because why else would she want to stay at such a lower weight if it was a constant source of bullying and harassment? However, the contradictory nature of this video was just the tip of the iceberg, since the advice she had for her viewers was somehow worse than any
But the thing is, right? Either way, let's say this with me, anyone with a brain. What you consume on social media and TV and X, Y, and Z and Twitter and this and that doesn't mean you know these people for real. Even if they seem like they're being the most authentic, real version of themselves, you still do not know these people in real life. You don't know what their goal is with YouTube. You don't know what their goal is with any of this stuff, right? Some people are honest and they tell you, "I'm trying to get that money on." So you know that they're probably going to do whatever for the money. Other people are smart and calculate and a whole brand it to affect an entire you feel me, audience of people a certain way. So you don't know what you're getting into. All right, Kanye ran over. Continue.
Could have imagined. For instance, according to Clara, one of the biggest reasons behind her slim figure was her habit of essentially starving herself.
The first habit is I don't eat when I'm not hungry, and I only eat when I'm like really hungry. I often don't remember to eat unless I really feel it in my stomach and I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry. And then I realize that, oh, it's like 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything all day.
A minute into the video and she was already sending an
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I do that sometimes, dude. Sometimes I don't remember to eat until stream. Like I'll look at the clock, it'll already be like 2:55, 3 o'clock to start, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, I haven't ate all day. That's not as crazy. Saying it as a tip is crazy, but I think that is some people's regular routine.
extremely dangerous message to an impressionable young audience. This advice to only eat when you feel your stomach growling from hunger might sound viable on paper, when in reality it could lead to severe eating disorders to the point where someone forgets to eat for days at a time. Now, there was some solid advice buried somewhere in this video.
Another habit is I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't vape.
Okay, so when you see me eat at the beginning of stream, that's usually meal 1. Then when you see me eat during the second time we do reactions, that's meal 2. So usually I'm eating 2 to 3 meals a day, which is still fine. But I end up eating all my food on the second half of the day.
But much of it revolved around promoting habits that could lead to unhealthy behaviors over time, like admitting if she ate more than usual one day, she'd try to avoid food as much as possible the next.
If one day I consume like 2,500 calories or 3,000 if I'm like really stuffing myself, the next day I just like don't think about food at all. I would still feel full from yesterday and I probably will only have like 500, 600 calories.
And her reasoning for this style of eating was,
I'd be
get
vaping
this,
my calories,
because
huh?
cavemen lived this way hundreds of thousands of years ago.
I do
I
be in
think
the
that is so
motherfucking
common
vaping
for
way.
everywhere actually, not just in North America but in Asia as well, to have like regular mealtime, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and people just eat when it's mealtime, not necessarily because they are hungry. And I think that that has to change because back in our hunter-gatherer day, which is like hundreds of thousands of years ago, we didn't have food lying around. We didn't have an abundance of food.
Completely disregarding our modern understanding of health and nutrition. As a comment on YouTube puts it, 100,000 years
Chill out,
ago we
weed.
ate every other day. 100,000 years ago, the average lifespan was 20. This harmful advice, combined with the hypocrisy of her making this video in the first place, left a lot of her fans feeling deeply disappointed and upset. The backlash was harsh and immediate, resulting in the video getting over 4.5 times more dislikes than likes. Not to mention the never-ending criticism that was pouring in the video's comment section. However, instead of facing the criticism head-on, apologizing, or even admitting that she made a mistake, she chose to turn the comments off and ignore the backlash completely. She was likely hoping that ignoring the backlash would make it go away, but that's not what happened.
Well, I don't need to do either of those things, twin.
If she had
I
owned
don't
up
need
to
to do
her
neither of
mistake,
those
apologized,
things,
and taken the
man.
video down, most
I
of
don't
her
need to do
fans
none of
likely
that.
would have forgiven her and moved on within days. Especially since this was her first big mistake after years of having a fairly positive.
Well, it makes sense though. If she was making short videos and TikToks saying that she was getting bullied for being skinny, and then dropping a video on tips to stay skinny, yeah, that's gonna make your audience unhappy. I mean, 1000%, yeah.
Reputation. Her decision to ignore the criticism only made it stick around longer, slowly eroding the trust people had in her. She did eventually respond months later, however this response couldn't have been any more tone deaf and dismissive, with her boiling down the paragraphs of criticism into, I just said I don't eat when I'm not hungry, but the internet cancelled me because I starve myself and promote ED, like make it make sense. This felt more like rage bait than an actual sane response to otherwise serious criticism. She even posted multiple videos joking about how she had to get a real job because she was cancelled on the internet. But what came next made all this feel tame in comparison. It all started on April 1st, 2025, when she posted a video with a noticeably different appearance and a caption that read, I had a boob job. The date made it seem like this was just a prank, and that she was likely wearing a bodysuit of some kind. But then she also posted a comment stating, "Or am I kidding?" leaving her viewers completely confused about what was actually going on. Was all this just an elaborate April Fool's joke, or had she actually gone under the knife to change the very thing she had built hundreds of videos and her entire brand around? Fortunately, it didn't take long for her viewers to get the answer they were looking
Now, if this is what she wants to do, this is what she wants to do. It's just her old audience is just gonna be unhappy. And if she still cares about or wants that audience, it's good.
for. As the month of April went on, Clara kept posting videos with this new appearance, while completely ignoring the backlash and even posting videos trying to call out her critics for being, quote, obsessed with her.
And I was like, why are you so obsessed with me?
This only fueled the outrage, as many of her viewers already saw the implants as a betrayal of everything she stood for over the past 6 years. As an angry fan under her reveal video wrote, "The best April Fool's joke you ever pulled was convincing your audience that you cared about body positivity." To which she snarkily replied, "Why so pressed?" However, many viewers were still holding on to their judgment until they heard her side of the story. Maybe her making hundreds of videos declaring her love for her flat chest was just a coping mechanism to deal with her deep-rooted insecurities, and it finally became
And that could be true. This could be true. This is actually a really positive take. She could have been doing this as a way to express how she felt and had built a community with people over the same thing, but ultimately she was still not happy with genetics. So yeah, that could be a thing.
too much for her to bear, though none of them could have predicted the real reason, since, in Clara's words, she got the surgery because she just wanted to have fun.
Yes, I did have a boob job. I know this might come as a shock because my whole page used to be about loving my flat chest and being confident with it. I literally built my entire career and following around that. So why did I do it? Am I crazy? Was everything a lie? Was I secretly insecure this whole time and just use body positivity as a way to make money so I could finally afford a boob job? No. Let me tell you the real reason why I did it. And it comes down to one word: fun.
And as you might
Fun. Why'd you do it? I was just trying to have fun. You feel me? Like, what other reason is there? It's my life to live. I was just trying to have fun. Okay. I mean, it's fair.
expect, this did not
It's
go over
fair.
as well as she might have hoped. Bruh, I got a boob job for fun is more alarming message than me for I got a boob job because I was insecure. WTF do you mean by you underwent surgery for quote fun? A real body positivity influencer realizes that you don't just change your body for quote fun. She tried explaining herself in a longer video, which only made her sound even more tone deaf.
I really put my heart and soul into this cause. I really believe in what I did, you know? And like I said, I still believe in it now. It's just that over time, as I do a lot of the same content day after day, weeks after weeks, year after years, I get bored.
Suffice it to say, her viewers were not happy about it at all. Anger was one thing, but many of her longtime viewers felt sad
Okay, but the thing is, to be fair, if it's about the content, maybe that is why she made such a drastic change. Maybe she went and got that boob job, so now she no longer has to be the little booby YouTuber, you know? That could be a real thing. Maybe she made like this extreme drastic change so that she can do something different or that she's more interested in. But I mean but on YouTube, you could always start a second channel and try new content on the second channel. Right. And I'm not saying that she didn't do that. Like I've never watched her videos, so I don't fucking know. But like that is something she could have tried. But I mean, it's
because
her
of
life.
this
Whatever she wants to do. Right?
transformation. It left them wondering if Clara ever actually cared about body positivity, or if her entire career was just a way to seek validation and profit from the very insecurities she claimed to embrace. Some even believed that she did all of this to earn the money she needed to change herself. Regardless of her intentions, however, this one decision
I'm gonna be fair. If she was doing this just to get the money for that surgery, she probably had that money for the surgery within her first year of YouTube that she like blew up and went popular and got popular. She like so I don't think that's necessarily the reason. Why would she wait 4 or 5 years to do it?
alongside her
But
horrible
then again, like I said, earlier or yesterday, you never know. It is about money for some people.
Justification made her lose her most loyal fans practically overnight. And just like her previous controversy, she refused to apologize and instead started lashing out at her own viewers.
If you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth.
Oh, sorry, was I too confident in my own body that I overcame so many struggles to learn how to love? Oh, she's so full of herself now. Well, who the f is supposed to be full of if it ain't me?
But the viewers were having none of it. Within days, she lost hundreds of thousands of her most active followers across different platforms, while her comments went from sweet and wholesome to absolutely despising everything she did. However, one thing viewers struggled to understand was why. Why did she switch up so much in such a short time? Well, there was one potential answer: her boyfriend. In October 2023, Clara started dating a Filipino creator named Javi Lorenzana.
And you know what? But you know what? This could be a reason too.
And the two became quite close right from the get-go. Clara in particular seemed really into him, with her even posting a video titled "How I Manifested My Soulmate." The audience really loved their dynamic as well, resulting in their new joined YouTube channel reaching over 2 million subscribers in no time, and their videos together receiving comments like, "I really hope being in a public relationship won't affect them as a couple. Please be happy together. You guys are so cute." However, when everything went down, viewers started theorizing that Javi, or Harvey, however you pronounce it, was the one behind the drastic change in Clara. That he was also the real reason for her surgical procedure. But just as people were trying to piece together the connection between Javi and Clara's strange behavior in recent months, something completely unexpected happened.
This is getting more interesting the longer we watch it, dude.
We broke up. It happened really fast when I was in Manila.
Clara made the announcement on June 11th, 2025, and seemed noticeably distraught because of it. Yet, something about this breakup didn't sit right with viewers, especially after watching Javi's announcement, one he didn't even take seriously enough to put a shirt on for.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to share that Clara and I have broken up.
The timing of this breakup was also quite suspicious, as it happened right when Clara was getting roasted by the entire internet. So to some, this seems like nothing more than a PR stunt from Clara to farm sympathy and take the attention away from the controversy, which could have been true, but then one of Javi's exes came forward and claimed that he wasn't a good person, since according to her, Javi cheated on her with Clara, and
Let's read this. Recently, Clara has not only undergone breast augmentation, but she also started a tech startup. Her current boyfriend, Javi, who is also my ex, has a long history of infidelity from high school to now, and his reputation has always been terrible. He used to frequently shoplift at Toronto's Rex Hall and even boasted about it. If you're curious, I can make a video detailing their couple account, where many of Javi's videos are filled with lies. In high school in the Philippines, he was named Javi. His ex Store was that small. Unsurprisingly, he cheated. So after moving to Toronto, he changed his name to Kai. He cheated on me before our breakup. Suspected it was Clara, though not confirmed. But he started dating Clara right after we broke up. Unfollowed all my friends and changed his name back to Javi. My friend and I often bumped into them. What the fuck?
And that this wasn't anything new for him, stating, "Javi, who is also my ex, has a long history of infidelity from high school till now, and his reputation has always been terrible."
I didn't have to read
this
that.
revelation sparked yet another theory, one where Javi was the mastermind behind it all. He was the one who pressured Clara into getting a boob job, shifting her content, and changing her online persona. And once he'd gotten what he wanted, he dipped, just in time to avoid getting caught up in the backlash. Of course, this is just a theory with no solid evidence, but even if it was the truth, it won't be enough to save Clara's career anymore. Clara has already lost the hundreds of thousands of people who genuinely cared about her as a person. This included those who grew up watching her videos, and those who found confidence in their own bodies because of her. They are still nostalgic for what she once stood for, as you'll find comments like, "I miss this Clara. She actually meant what she posted and didn't use her fame for bad stuff." littered throughout her older
I think.
videos. However, it wasn't just what she did, it was how she handled the backlash and criticism that led her once loyal fans to lose all respect for her. They have no interest in supporting her ever again, no matter what she's.
Not gonna lie, that was like an interesting story on a creator that I've never heard of before. Like, she had a lot going on, and fuck, then we find out the boyfriend might have set her up, but we'll never know the truth. That shit is interesting though. Like, but you guys need to let me know what you think in the comments and all that.